Hi, Z here. So last week I sent a question to one of my friend Josh Konowe on some questions that I've been asking people, and he was generous enough to send me a clip about the answers. So Josh is a very serious serial entrepreneur. He's done it 4 times. He's on many boards, including universities and our local science children's science foundation. He's also on the TED stage, which makes me very jealous about. I've not been on TED stage yet. So anyway, so you'll hear from him advice on how to get through the current pandemic, what he's seeing, and what we as business owners should be doing. So here we go.
Hi, I'm Josh Kano, and this message is for Z Wong and the Hong Kong professional coaching community. He asked me to talk a little bit about my business and what I'm doing in now a COVID world and how that's changed. So the first question was, how has the lockdown really changed the business? And the first thing I would say is, well, my dry cleaning bill is a lot cheaper than it was before, and I have no more commute, so I'm not getting in a car or getting on a bus or a train to go anywhere. I'm definitely not spending almost any money on gas, my car, or coordinating any kind of long-term travel with airplanes and things like that. And all of that has just literally stopped. Um, Probably the two biggest impactful areas have been around prospecting and networking. And I think that's gotten a lot harder for everyone because we are forced to do everything through this medium now digitally. And I did a pretty good job before all of this started of being in front of people and networking with some regularity. The hardest part has been really trying to just squeeze into people's schedules because everybody has what seems like an endless number of Zoom or Skype or Microsoft meeting calls, and it's hard to get their attention or get on their radar. And they've got kids sitting at home now too, so a lot of folks just simply don't have the time. His next question was, what other opportunities have I started to see? And I think there's probably four main areas that have come online very quickly. Opportunities in healthcare, in education, in now what is really pushing retail to the limits, e-commerce, and I think it's really finally giving us all a good chance to restart some of those things and completely rethink them entirely, especially something like retail. And then I think the biggest fourth one is going to be ensuring digital transparency online, because now, since everybody's going to be doing business this way, probably for the foreseeable future, there's going to have to be a lot more transparency than probably has been evident in the past. And then Z also wanted to know, when it's over, what sort of permanent changes are going to be ones that maybe don't go away, after this change. And I think the idea of going to an office every day and commuting and spending 2 hours, just going back and forth really sounds antiquated and doesn't make a lot of sense. I think what's also been proven pretty accurate is that the networks we've built in for our home and for other places are pretty good, and they can house a lot of things like mobile communications. Sitting in my dining room here to conduct business, and it's very reliable. So I think, um, you know, maybe not getting rid of an office entirely, but the idea of sharing an office space or really only having people to meet there for very specific reasons makes sense. Um, and that someday we're just going to flip a switch and go right back to the way we were doing things. I just don't see that happening, and I don't really think that it's necessary. We've done a good job starting to adjust to this new existence. We've been doing it over time using processes like Slack, augmented with software like Slack and others to try and make this an easier transition, so that if you're not in the office, you can still conduct work. And now that there's no choice, literally you have to get it done. So hopefully that answers those three big questions for you guys. And the last piece of advice, which was unrelated to the questions that Z was asking, but I wanted to make sure that I had a chance to talk about, was I think in this time period as well, maybe changing how you structure your day and structure your meetings with any of your clients or those who are looking for your help, to think about them in an empathetic way and maybe take your what would be a normal meeting online with 3, 4 people and instead have one-on-ones, but make the meeting times much shorter. So instead of an hour with 3 people or 4 people fighting over time on Zoom and who's going to get to say what and when, it might be a lot more meaningful, impactful, and time sensitive to take 15-minute meetings with individuals and listen to them. Let them talk first, tell you what exactly it is, how you can be helpful to them. And I think you'll find that even though the time is shorter, you'll get to answers a lot faster with everybody involved. And that's it. Stay home, stay safe. Thanks so much.